We've gotten a request to explain a Ladybird deed and draw it out. And that makes perfect sense. There are a lot of people who are visual learners, so that's what we're going to do today. I'm actually going to map out for you what happens with the Ladybird deed and what it accomplishes. First, I want to explain, though, there's more than one way to get property to a loved one after you have passed away or after your loved one has passed away. Some people use a revocable living trust, which I would argue is more flexible and has more advantages than a Ladybird deed. Some people just rely on a will, which is not something I would advocate, because a will is a one-way ticket to probate court, right? You're going to court to have a judge read that will to determine where it goes. That can be unnecessarily time-consuming and expensive. Some people add their loved one as a co-owner while they're still alive and say, basically, when I pass away, that's a good way of ensuring that my loved one gets the property. I also caution against that, because then your loved one, the person you want to inherit the property, will incur significant, not be able to take advantage of significant tax benefits. They'll pay significantly more in taxes when they go to sell that property compared to if they receive it after you pass away. So we have revocable living trust, which is my favorite. We have a will, which means you're going to court. We have adding someone as a co-owner, which again is effective in terms of transferring the ownership, but losing tax benefits. And then we have the Ladybird deed. That is the subject of today's video, where I'm going to explain how a Ladybird deed works, and I'm going to map it out for you. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you this element right here. Okay, so you should see this little chart that I put together for you guys. Here's what happens in a Ladybird deed. We have, I have owner 1 and 2. That could be a husband and wife, or any two spouses, or any owners really can sign a Ladybird deed, or it could be just one person. So just because it says owner 1 and 2, don't let that confuse you. If you're a sole owner of your real estate, then you could utilize a Ladybird deed as well. So essentially what happens in a Ladybird deed is we have the owner is going to deed the property to themselves. So owner 1 and 2 to owner 1 and 2. We're going to record that Ladybird deed. They're deeding the property to themselves, but in this new Ladybird deed that will be recorded in the public record, we're going to name what we call remaindermen. Okay, the remaindermen are the people who you want to inherit the property when you pass away. One of two things is going to happen. Okay, so first of all, it's important to point out with a Ladybird deed that the owners retain the right to live in the house, to rent the house, to sell it, to do whatever they want with that property. And in fact, the remaindermen, whoever you list in that deed to inherit the property after you pass away, they have no rights at all. They don't even need to consult with them if you want to sell the property or do anything with it. And in fact, you can even remove the remaindermen, right? Let's say you want the house to go to your 3 kids and one of them does something you don't like. You can call up Elder Needs Law and say, Jason, thank you for doing our Ladybird deed, but we want to record another one because I want to remove one of those children. And that's perfectly fine. So you retain flexibility, retain 100% full ownership while using a Ladybird deed. And if you sell it, then the Ladybird deed essentially doesn't do anything, because you will have no longer owned it. You will no longer own it at the time of your death. Okay, so that's one potential. Even though you record a Ladybird deed, you sell it before you pass away, and then essentially the Ladybird deed doesn't do anything. But if you own the property upon your passing, or if there's multiple owners upon both of theirs passing, then all your heirs, all whoever you name as the remaindermen, need to do is to record the death certificates. That will then activate the Ladybird deed, where essentially by law, automatically, whoever you list as the remaindermen will become the owners of that property. That will happen automatically once you record the death certificate. You don't have to go to court. You don't have to talk to a judge. You don't have to do anything. Doesn't matter what the will says, by the way. Doesn't matter what a trust says, by the way. If you have a Ladybird deed, that will control and supersede any other estate planning device you might have. So I hope that has been useful. I hope that has been educational for you guys. In fact, sorry, I got someone telling me they want me to put it back on the screen, so I'm going to do that. Here you go. Here's the full chart. Again, Owner deeds the property to themselves, except this time in the deed, they list remaindermen. They have flexibility to do whatever they want for the rest of their lives. The current owners, the remaindermen, have no right, and in fact, their right to inherit the property can be removed. And then, but if none of that happens and the owners pass away, it goes to the remaindermen without having to go to court. And you preserve tax benefits. Debts stay with the property, right? If there's this doesn't eliminate mortgages, right? If you have a mortgage on the property, your heirs or whoever you list as a remainderman will still have to pay it off. But I hope this is a good diagram, explains to you how a Ladybird deed works. And I was asked to explain it and have it all drawn out. So I hope this has been helpful for you all. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up or share it, subscribe to the channel. I try to put lots of informative videos that happen to deal with estate planning, Medicaid planning, probate, other elder law matters throughout the state of Florida. If you're interested in talking about a Ladybird deed or a revocable trust or other estate planning, please give us a call today. Thank you very much.